get going. Alright, so good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me on my morning commute to work. This time on a Monday. So Monday morning commute. Woohoo! It's actually a good time because it's like right at 8 o'clock. I'm running behind, so everyone else should be at work. In any case, I wanted to cover the Division open beta and give my thoughts and opinions since no one asked for them, and I figured I might as well give them. So let's start with my background in the Division. I have very little. I played the closed beta, got in on the closed beta, and so I had an idea of what the gameplay style was like coming into the open beta, and a little bit more of what I needed to do right off the bat in the sense of getting side quests, side missions, completing those mission boards and the missions, side quests from the operators, because there's really two in the game, which I kind of missed out on during the first playthrough because I was more in a rush to get to the Dark Zone and get in playing with friends. This time I really played a lot solo. Friday night I was in with the group, but I was the fifth member, so I was literally the fifth wheel. And at some point I was just like, they're doing their own thing, I'm just going to jump out of this voice chat and do my own thing. So that's what ended up happening. I tried to get in with a streamer friend of mine, and one of them, Cold Chaos, but he and another one of his friends were doing the Dark Zone thing, and I think they were already level 8, so it really wouldn't have worked out well for me anyways. So Sunday, I played by myself. I got finished the Madison Square Garden quest, as well as the story mission, as well as the Subway Morgue story mission. Whew. And at that point, officially completed the beta, minus any Dark Zone activities. So let's look at gameplay. Now, if you haven't played Gears of War or another third-person shooter, then this game might be a little different from you. I think we have had experience with Gears of War and the cover-based shooter system. There's a big distinction between cover-based and traditional first-person shooters. In first-person shooters, especially futuristic ones like Halo and Destiny, you have this concept of you have armor before you can take about 4 shots before dying. 4 body shots or body and a headshot. So, with that being the case, Gears of War and Tom Clancy's The Division, you don't have that much armor. Fish Photo, thank you for joining. Your armor is less, or not as strong as you would see in like a futuristic shooter. So you use cover to your advantage, and you actually pull yourself up to cover, peek around cover, you can fire over. It is more tactical, exactly, Adam K. Marshall. It's a more tactical game like Gears of War, which is a refreshing pace for someone who's played a lot of Halo or a lot of Destiny, where it's, you have cover, but you really don't use it. Now, as for visual effects and visuals, The setting is New York City. It's post-apocalyptic, smallpox virus gotten out with no cure, no vaccine, no way to prevent its spread. And it's about middle of winter. So as you're playing the game, you kind of start with a clear day, very clear. And as you're roaming the streets, you'll have it go from very clear to, oh my gosh, it's super foggy. Or, now I'm in a snowstorm. You can tell that there's no sense of order in the city because of the way that the destruction is displayed makes it seem like I'm really roaming the streets of a dead city. I mean, you're going to find individuals out on the streets. You're going to find civilians whom you can help. You're going to find enemies whom you can kill. And you'll join up with JTF, or Joint Task Forces individuals, to help them out and, free hostages. But as it is, this game really visually gets you in the mood for, okay, this city really needs help. What can we do to help? The enemies in particular range from normal, I guess what I'd call normal rioters, just organized street gangs who have no real affiliation amongst themselves but are just general enemies. Then we were introduced to a second type of enemy called cleaners, and they are pyromaniacs on a mission. Nicest way to put it. They believe that the virus can be burned out of the city by burning anyone infected and anything infected, and if you get in their way, you. So they were kind of the focal point of the new story mission, the second story mission. Let's see, what else? Now, skills and leveling. We only were able to get to level 8. Now, I don't know if that's close to a cap or a max or whatnot. However, unlocking the perks at the base, the post office base, adds some interesting abilities to these mods to these perks. We'll do it this way. So the way it works is you've got 3 different wings. You've got a medical wing, you've got a tech wing, and you've got a security wing. The medical wing we were first able to unlock in the closed beta, and that allowed for us to increase our pulse, which we shot out to see enemies. Well, we could shoot out to block enemies from seeing us, pulse out to do increased damage to enemies, or this one, I think it allowed us to pulse out to find items. Well, this time we were able to unlock the tech wing, which on its branch you have a sticky mine. I love the sticky mine, by the way. That's a lot of fun. You can actually tag someone with it and detonate it right on them. It's awesome. However, upon rescuing the individual from the second story mission, you're able to add a couple upgrades to the tech wing and actually get mods for your techie bomb, or your sticky bomb, and unlock a turret. Now, the turret, from what I could tell, was good for PvE content. I don't know how extremely well it works in PvP. It seems like it would be a great way to drop cover fire. So you drop it at like one end of a large vehicle, and then you sneak around the back to the other end, so while they're faced on the turret, you can shoot them from back. But that one you didn't have any mods for that were available. And then the security wing we weren't able to unlock yet, so we just kind of wandered around it and went ooh and ah and okay, been here before. Now, crafting. There's a crafting element to the game. There's not much that we've seen about this crafting element. What we know of at this point in time is that you're going to be able to grab, or at least what I know of at this point in time, you're going to be able to grab craftable items, and they'll pop up on the radar. They'll say like tools found, or weapon parts found, or clothing found, cloth found. And you go to these stores, essentially these ransacked stores, and you'll find 2 to 3 lootable containers of sorry, 2 to 3 lootable containers of what that item type is. So whether it be tools or weapon parts or clothing, and you can loot them, and then they'll stay in your mini map because in 2 hours ish you can come back and reloot them. So it seems like the most ideal way to play this game is in increments of 2 hours. You start the game, you do your rounds, grab all the loot items you need. You know, maybe go dark zone for a few extractions. Maybe go rogue for 5 minutes. And then you come back and loot it again. Now, what I don't know is if these boxes... Extremely sorry. If these boxes are going to be per group instance or global instance. And what I mean by that is the way the multiplayer is set up in this game. Everyone shares the same map. Now, if you're in a group, you're all on the map. Now, if you have friends online and you toggle the map, you can see where their location is on the map. But unless they're in the same, I guess, regional instance as you... Welcome back, Captain K. Marshall. Sorry, sometimes the cell phone signal around here is laggy. I plan on putting this on YouTube later, so you might be able to find this here, there as well. So I was just talking about the multiplayer aspect and how... Okay, awesome. So the way the multiplayer kind of works, you're all on the same map, which is really nice. However, you come into a map and you're kind of by yourself, unless you join up with a group. And then your group has a map. Well, then you can even get... It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You can even get into, if you're playing solo, into a matchmaking queue to do story missions in a group instead of by yourself. I soloed both of the story missions yesterday because I kind of just wanted to play by myself, see how a lone wolf can do, essentially. And I'll be honest, it's a little bit more fun with friends, as are most things, if you can. Now, the one that is the most open and globally connected is going to be the Dark Zone. And the Dark Zone is where the PvP content happens. Now, this time around, I really didn't play much of the Dark Zone. I just didn't have time nor a group really to go in with. And at first playthrough, it's actually better to try to get to level 8 before getting the Dark Zone. That way you at least have some abilities and some skills to do some damage and to keep yourself from getting ganked. Because the way it works is you go in and anything you get loot-wise, you can't take out unless you extract it. And you have to extract it to get it purified and to the base so you can grab it or find it at another stash. Now, with that being the case, it makes sense to go in with people. Though you can go in by yourself as long as you know what you're doing. And I'm sure a few people are going to know what they're doing and do really well at solo Dark Zone in the sense of go in, wreak havoc, get items, extract them, get out. Overall, I'm really interested in this game. I'm definitely going to play it as much as I can. It's not going to be a Destiny killer in the sense of, oh, this has A, Destiny doesn't have A, so Destiny's forfeit an opinion. Because they're not even very similar games. Yes, they both fall in the looter-shooter category. However, so does Borderlands. They both fall in the... Sweet. They both fall in the shooter RPG category, and so does Borderlands. And you don't see Destiny and Borderlands, really, their communities, having conflict. So I doubt we're going to really see much about the Division and Destiny having conflict. Now, I do believe that during content droughts in either location, you're probably going to see a swing of play from one to the other. And right now, because of the drought of content in Destiny, I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of people play the Division when it comes out, which is perfectly fine. But once they kind of grind through that content, and at that point we should have more Destiny content, we're starting to see more people swing to Destiny. And I expect this web and flow to go back and forth. That's just the way that it is. Well, unfortunately, I am now at my office. Thank you for stopping by and enjoying this Periscope. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoy the Destiny. I'm really excited to play some more of it. And I hope to see you agents. You can see I play Destiny by saying Guardians. I hope to see you agents in New York City on March 8th. If you want to see more Periscopes like this that I do, feel free to follow me here. You can also follow me on Twitter and Twitch using the username Rovendug. It's the same username here. You're welcome, Adam. And then you can also find me on YouTube. I'll probably upload this to YouTube under a Destiny or Division playlist. And you should be able to find me with Rovendug. It's got the profile picture of me with long hair and blue and green lights coming up. If not, search for Douglas Holman, and it should also find me that way. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you guys enjoy your Monday as best as you can. Pro-caffeination is always important, and I will see you later, agents. Bye.